Oh, hello. 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 Oh. Good morning, everybody. My name is Claire. I'm from the Pearson Digital Services team. I'm coming today to talk to you about two things. The first thing is our new online portal, which is called the Active Learn Dashboard. The portal's been created to allow teachers to access a plethora of our digital resources, but from one location. So what it essentially allows you to do is have a single sign-on approach to all of our digital resources. Currently we've got resources such as ActiveTeach, ActiveLearn. It also is going to give you updates and feeds from the internet. It can give us instant access and link to our online accounts for ActiveLearn, where as a teacher I can very quickly track and monitor the assignments that I've set and where my students are up to. What we've also done is recognise the importance of sort of social connection, so we've also got links through the tile set up to the Twitter feed, so teachers can communicate with students or whoever through that method as well. The whole principle behind this is to allow this similar setup that you may have seen on some of your mobile phones, which allows this tile process. And you can essentially set this up and personalise it for yourselves so that you can put whatever data and access to internet, websites or whatever you feel is appropriate in one area. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you next about ActiveTeach, which is one of our new online resources, which is a teaching resource for GCSE, so Key Stage 3, Key Stage 4 and Key Stage 5. So, ActiveTeach. Now you may have heard of ActiveTeach in the past if you are teachers. Traditionally it came on a CD-ROM, but we've now got it available on both CD-ROM or online. It's essentially a front of house teaching tool that's available across all the key stages. Okay, just to give you a quick overview of the key features, what ActiveTeach allows you to do is it gives you a combined innovative approach to teaching where you can access resources and activities that have been developed directly through Pearson that sit on the account, but you can also combine that with your own resources and materials that you create yourselves. So you can create a very personalised teaching experience for your students. It allows seamless lesson planning. You can get instant engagement from your students with a mixture of activities and games that are available, and it also has very much a focus around tracking and monitoring progression of students during lessons and as an ongoing process while delivering specification and core content. This is what the login screen for ActiveTeach looks like. Every single teacher will have their own unique user login. As I just said previously about the portal, if you are a member of the portal and you've registered, you wouldn't need to actually log in here because you would log in directly through the portal and it would take you straight into your account. But if you're not a member and you don't have an access to the portal, you can simply access using your own personal username and password, which will take you into your on-screen library. So in this case, in this library you can see that the teacher has access to a range of different textbook ActiveTeach resources. So the library area allows the teacher to access any of those resources at any point, whichever class or subject they're teaching. So you can see I've got quite a lot of languages on here at the moment. I can basically access the resource of all of my content in 4 key ways. One way I can do it is by simply clicking into the relevant textbook. That will take me into the full content of that textbook so that I can use the different resources for teaching. I can also access the resources through the pages or the resources available link at the bottom. I can also access any resources just by typing in keywords into the search area, and that will take me into the relevant books and give me a list of criteria so I can pick and choose from different books what areas or topics I want to cover. And finally, I can access my resources through my playlist area. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that shortly, but essentially it's where I can collate a range of different resources across the books and the resources themselves to create lessons. So just to give you a slightly closer view, you can see here the 2 other access areas. I'm going to choose to access the Viva resource, which is our Spanish Key Stage 3 resource. So I'm accessing now the online book myself. I've got here navigation tools to allow me to navigate through the textbook to identify resources or to create and build playlists. So I can scroll through the textbook using different options. I can either type in the relevant page that I want to see, I can look at it by chapter or topic, and I can also access the resources through the pages or through my playlist again in here. So this is an example of what the ActiveTeach textbook would look like. Again, this is the languages. You can see it gives us full double page spread of all the resources that are available. And what it will allow us to do is actually pinpoint, and we can click and identify key parts of the text or the content that we might want to focus on. So if, for example, I wanted to work on this particular area of the textbook, I can simply click on that area and it will zoom in and it will give me focus in my lesson where I can drill down into the very specifics that I want to cover. But it also allows me to do, and you can see here some slightly shoddy annotation, but I can use annotation tools to, perhaps it could be to explain some of the content, or it might be to encourage students to come up and engage with the resource, and you can create annotation and they can draw and they can put answers and they can alter what's happening in the lesson. We can zoom back out of that, and then we can also zoom in and look at our screen from a single page view as well. So if we want to really focus in again on certain areas. Now also what we've got on all of the pages are these areas, are these hotspots. Now these are links to a variety of different activities, games, PowerPoints, and audio. Audio that's embedded into the book and that can be used in the classroom. So an example of that would be if I was to select my audio hotspot, you can see at the bottom here, I have an audio bar that's appeared. I can stop and start, I can pause, and I've also got the option to print off the transcript for that audio. So I can play the audio to the students, but if they need it, I can actually print off the transcript so that they can follow the audio themselves and perhaps use it as part of an activity. Other areas that we've got available through the hotspots are the games and the PowerPoints. This is an example of one of our PowerPoints, and they're demonstrated in different ways through flashcards. Again, what we've got here is we're able to adjust the speed of these flashcards, and actually what happens is the different images come through and the students interact with the teacher, and they have to tell the teacher what the screen is showing. They can adjust the speed, which helps to differentiate. So depending on the level of your students and ability they have, you may speed or slow down the process. This is another view of what one looks like, and another way that the teacher can use it is, in this case, they've got slides. They can click to reveal the images, and actually they can click to reveal and unreveal the answers. So the students can go up, they can write what they think the answers are on, and then they can reveal what the real answers are. So it's a real opportunity to create full class engagement throughout your lessons. This is an example of one of our games. Again, it's accessed through one of the hotspots. In this case, you can have your guys working as teams. They're identifying, again, which is the right description for the image. And again, we can differentiate slightly by using the speed of how we do it. Final example of what we have available, again, embedded into the book are lots of videos. Now, these are native speakers in the instance of languages, so they're fully native. They've got all the stop and start buttons in here again. And what you do have available with the videos is also the video transcript, which again is the written version of what's being said, so the students that maybe need that can follow it. But there are also worksheets provided, so it helps to give those videos a little bit more focus, and it gives them a purpose in the lesson, and they can create activities around those videos to make the learning more fun and to help students to progress. We also have PowerPoints. Now these are pre-populated PowerPoints that are linked across the ebook that you can access, and we also are going to be adding in relevant updated PowerPoints that are linked to things that are going on today. So for example, if it was the Olympics were happening again this year, then we might put in PowerPoints that were relevant to the specifics of the Olympics this year, for example. Okay, we can also add resources. So this is about where we can use our playlist. So although we provide a massive amount of really engaging and interactive resources for you to engage your class at a whole class level or in groups and teams, you can create, as I said, playlists of these resources. So you can choose to basically add the pages to your playlist. So just like you do with your iPad and you choose which songs you want to put and what order you want to put them in, you do exactly the same thing with your ActiveTeach. So I can choose to add the different pages in the book. This is what happens when I've added them in, and I can then see each of the areas of what I've included. So this is one of my playlists. Now I've got my pages from my book I've got in there. I can also add in any of the videos, the PowerPoints or the games. I can add in any of the segments of the book that I might want to focus in. So I can create completely personalised lessons that might be focused to individuals or groups, but I can also add in my own resources. So this is where we said it's about using the embedded resource, but also supporting that with your own material that you already know works effectively as a teacher. So I can add in personal resources. It could be worksheets, could be PowerPoints. I can add in web links or to websites that I know are important or useful. And I can essentially create as many playlists as I like, and I can access them from the home page, or at any point during the book while I'm using the resource, I can create and add and improve those lists. So just a quick recap about what it's about. So it's an online and CD-ROM based teaching resource. It's engaging for students. It provides a wide range of resources, games and support, and it allows you to personalise so that you can create lessons that incorporate not just your resources that you know are effective, but a lot of the embedded audio and other materials that are in the resource itself. This is just a quick to show you where it's available. So at the moment it's available in our Key Stage 3 languages, so you can get it for Spanish, German and French. And it's sold on a yearly license basis, and most of them are available now, but we also have other areas, so Maths Key Stage 3, Science Key Stage 3 and English Key Stage 3, which will be coming out over the coming months. Okay, and these will all be available from then. I hope that you've enjoyed my presentation today. If you do have any questions, please don't ask them, because I may not know the answer. No, if you have any questions at the end, please let me know. Thank you very much.